Now, before we can write any code, we need to install and configure a code editor. So, a code editor is the main tool for any developer, and we use it, as the name says, to write our actual code. And so let's now go download a code editor. And the one that I advise everyone to use is Visual Studio Code, or VS Code for short. So this is, in my opinion, the best code editor by far that exists. And that's not just my own opinion. So VS Code is right now by far the most popular and most widely used code editor. And that is for a reason. It simply is the best and easiest to use, and of course, it is completely free. Now, there are alternatives if you don't like VS Code for some reason. So you can use Atom, or you can use something like Brackets as well, which is the code editor that I used to teach a previous version of this course. But again, I'm going to use VS Code in this course, and so I really advise you to follow this course using the exact same code editor to make everything easier for you to follow. So again, this code editor is completely free and it works on every platform. So just download whatever installer that you need for your own platform, then install, of course, that code editor on your computer. And once you're done, come back to this video so that we can together set it up a little bit, just so that we can get started in the next section. Okay, so I hope that you managed to install VS Code on your system, and as you open it up, it should look something like this. Now, the colors should probably all be different, but we will fix that in a second. And maybe this welcome screen also looks different, and maybe these icons here, because you might have installed the editor sometime after I recorded this video. But anyway, the main things should still work the same. And so let's actually start by installing a theme. So a theme is basically all the colors that you see here on the screen, and also the colors in the actual code that you're going to write. Okay, now you don't need to install a theme, so you can simply change one of the themes that is already included in VS Code. So just click down here on this icon and then color theme, and then here you can try one of these out. And so if you like one of them, you can simply keep that one. But as you see, the theme that I have is this Monokai Pro. And this one was not included by default by VS Code. And so if you want to install the same theme as I have, which will probably make it easier for you to follow the code videos, then simply come here to this Extensions tab and then search for Monokai Pro. Okay, then it's this first one here, and then you can simply probably somewhere here click on download. Now I have to warn you that this is actually a paid theme. So you can also use it for free actually, but then every couple of days it will ask you to buy it. All right. And of course, if you want to support the developer of this amazing theme, you can simply buy that theme for like $10 or something. But if that's not possible for you right now, you can just keep using it for free, or you can simply use some other theme. All right. So that is the theme that I use. And then let's also talk about settings. So again, let's come down here again and then click on settings. And so here I'm going to show you a couple of settings that I'm using in the course videos and that you should probably use as well to make it easier for you to follow the videos and also to code on your own later on. So the first setting is this autosave setting that you should set to on focus change. Okay? And so what this will do is that whenever you leave the code editor or you go to some other file, then it will automatically save that file without you having to do anything. And so that's very helpful. Now, if this isn't showing up here for you, up here you can simply search for everything. So you can simply search autosave like this. And then again, change it to on focus change. Then you could also change the font size, but that's not really important for you. Then another one is this multi-cursor modifier, and this one sounds a bit weird, but you can simply set it to Control Command, or you can leave it at Alt. So just when you need it, just know which of the two you selected. But for now, again, this is not important. I will only start using it a bit later. Then I also have the word wrap turned on, but again, that's not that important. Okay, so I think those are actually the most important ones. There's just another one that you need to change, and that is called Format on Save. All right, so just turn this one here on, which says that a formatter must be available, and by now it is not, but in one of the next sections, we will actually install a formatter to automatically format our code. And by then, this setting here must be turned on. Okay, and that's actually it for this lecture already. Now just notice that I'm working on a Mac here, but everything will work exactly the same on Windows and on Linux. So this VS Code editor, as I mentioned earlier, works just the same on all the platforms. Now, just one final and small adjustment that we can make, which I just remembered, is that besides changing the main color theme, we can also change the theme of the file icons. And so again, if you want your VS Code to look exactly the same as mine, then you can select these SETI icons here. So by default, I think it should be this minimal, but I prefer these ones here. And so by selecting this one here, then your code editor will probably look exactly the same as mine. All right, and with that, we are actually ready to move on. Just make sure that you also have the latest version of Google Chrome installed on your computer, because that is going to be the browser in which we will be testing our code. All right, but with that, we are now really done with this video, and so I see you in the next one.